Bonjour à tous, привет, konnichiwa. Welcome back again. My name is Jesse, and then in today's wonderful discussion, talking about a very important topic, which is very important: the three versions of yourself. The three versions of yourself. You and I have several versions of ourselves that we portray towards people. So let's talk about it more. Okay, you, right, or I, have several versions of ourselves that we portray to people. You are the result of a lot of factors. The kind of behavior you are portraying to us or you are portraying to people, and the kind of behavior you portray to yourself are usually based on several factors. So it can be nature and then nature. So you are the product of nature, that is your genetic makeup, whatever your genes are. Maybe if you're born by black parents, you come out as black. If you're born by white parents, you come out as white. So like you are the product of nature, right? And then you are a product of nature. Nature represents your upbringing. So whatever we are seeing out of you is a result of nature and then nature. You are the sum total of nature and then nature. Again, you are the sum total, or whatever version of yourself that they are showing is as a result of internal and then external environmental factors. So internal factors, that is your attitude, your mindset, whatever you have been believed, your belief set, as well as external environmental factors. That explains why when you take a group of people, right, and they come from one particular place, you realize that they all behave in a certain way. They all have the same accent. They all speak in a specific manner. They all like a particular kind of food. For example, if you take a tribe of people, they all tend to like spices. Other tribe doesn't like spices because of external environmental factors and then their upbringing. Again, you are the product of inherent abilities or inherent trait as well as acquired trait. So they are as you work, for example, how you write. If you were brought up in a specific school, you realize that you acquired a certain format of writing. For example, if you are trained in an Arab world, you learn how to write in Arab, right? In Arabic. And then your writing in English may be different. If you were brought up maybe among Chinese, how you write English words may be different. So in the same way, whatever result you are seeing from you now is as a result or the combination of several factors, which include inherent and acquired truth. And as finally, you are the result or the combination of the information you receive and then the information you are exposed to, as well as the experiences that you obtain in life. This is very, very important. So based on the information you are receiving and based on the experience that everybody has, we tend to produce several versions of ourselves. So the actual you that you are seeing, the actual you that you are portraying to us, is as a result of the combination of all these factors: nature, information that you are exposed to, experience, external and internal environment, as well as inherent and acquired truth. So let's see the three versions of you, the three versions of me. Everybody has these three versions. Okay. So the first version is your accidental self. Your accidental self. Then the second version is your pretentious self. Your pretentious self. And the last version of yourself is your intentional self. So these are the three main versions of you and I. So anytime we are portraying something, we are portraying ourselves, we are either doing more of these things. So what is your accidental self? Your accidental self is the self that came as a result of your nature, that is your genetics, as well as which you have no control about. Your accidental self, most often you actually have no control about it, little or no control about it. So your accidental self includes your nature, right? Your genetics. Maybe you're born as a female, so you tend to behave like a female. You're born as a male, so you tend to behave as a male. You tend to like blue instead of liking pink. So these are all things which are based on your genetics as well as your upbringing. So your accidental self is the product, is the result of your parents' upbringing, how your parents brought you up, what they trained you. So if your parents were academicians, they like reading, you tend to pick those traits. If your parents were fashionable, you tend to pick those traits. So like these are things that was inculcated into you when you were being raised up as a child. So your accidental self is a result of your parents, it's a result of the influence that came from your society. So if you're born in if you're born in Nigeria, you tend to have a way of pronunciation. If you're born in Ghana, you tend to pronounce words in a different way. A Ghanaian person will say pastor, a Nigerian will say pastor. Maybe somebody who was born in Kenya will have a different way of speaking it. So your society has an impact, has an influence on your accidental self. Also, When you were born, you were brought to a school. So whatever school you went to, maybe you went to a very good school, rich people's school, you'll be taught to pronounce words in a different way. You tend to become tush, right? If you are sent to a poor school, you tend to behave in a certain way. So your school system, your educational system also plays a part in producing your accidental self. And then your peers, your friends, whatever they push you to, they all help you, and they all were involved in influencing to produce your accidental self, your church, your belief system. So if you're born in a charismatic church, you tend to be very vibrant. If you're born in an evangelical church, you tend to be very thoughtful. So your church, your environment, your culture, very, very important. All these things have a role in producing your accidental self. Most of in this aspect, parents, society, your church, your culture, your environment, your background, your nature, or your upbringing, all of these things you actually have no control of it when you are in your developmental stages. That is during your early childhood ages when you are being brought up. So just like the mind is malleable, it's elastic. So all these environment, all these external factors frame your mind, and then by framing your mind, they frame yourself, they frame your personality, they frame you to produce this your accidental self. But most people accept this as their true self. Most people tend to accept this way of life. So sometimes their upbringing may be wrong, and they tend to think that that is how they are. Sometimes their belief sets may be wrong, and they tend to accept those belief sets, those principles, those value systems as their self. But this, in doing so, it becomes a liability instead of it becoming an asset. But your accidental self should not become your liability. It should not become where you stop. It should not become your true self, because that is not your true self. That is the result of external factors having a role on you, in which you could not control, right? So, but most people make it make it to become a liability. Now let's move on to from the accidental self to the potential self. So what is your potential self? Your potential self is your showy self, right? It's a format of yourself, it's the version of you that you show to people, right? It's in a way, it's a form of like hypocritical self that you are showing. It's your flashy self, it's your coping self. For example, like maybe you don't like something, somebody is hurting you very badly, and you are not adapting, you don't like it, but because you want to have a form of like acceptance, you want to feel a sense of belonging, you want everybody to like you tend to cope, you tend to show the good side of you. So that is your potential self. Everybody has this potential self. When you are going to church, we do makeup, all these things, just to portray a specific aspect of ourselves. So everybody has this potential self. The potential self is sometimes like your true self, right? Is your aspiration that you want to achieve, but you cannot bring it out fully because you know yourself that based on your accidental self, based on what your upbringing, it is conflicting. So you tend to produce a different self altogether to please people, to appear before people as a person of value, as a person of importance. Meanwhile, you are not even there at all. So these are usually based on assumptions, how you assume people to see you, how you perceive people to think about you. So that is your potential self. Then the last self, which is very, very important, which is your true self, that is the reason why you were created, is your intentional self. So your accidental self, you actually have little to no control over. Your potential self, you have control over it, but it's a conflict between your accidental self and then what you're trying to become. Just because you want acceptance, just because you want to portray yourself as of a person of value or showy or flashy. And then your intentional self, which is your actual self, your ultimate self. So your intentional self is the sum total of your true self minus your accidental self, or is the sum total of your intentional self, like whatever thing that you have actually purposefully, consciously placed to make yourself to be. So first of all, you have to, before you can create your intentional self, you have to evaluate yourself. You have to know your true purpose. You have to discover what you are good at, discover your true purpose, and then find a means of bringing yourself or creating or reinventing yourself to fulfill your purpose, reinventing yourself to be the best person that you truly want to be. I hope you understand. So your intention self is your ultimate self, it's your purposeful self, it's the self that you truly are, and then that is the self that you are not yet. You is the self that you are supposed to be. So you have to reinvent yourself. You have to analyze yourself, evaluate yourself, check the things that are bad, the things that are no good, the things that is as a result of your environment that you cannot benefit from, that you can change, and then try and see means of changing it. because it's your intentional self that makes you valuable. It's your intentional self that makes you significant in this world. It's your intentional self that will always be an asset to you. Your accidental self will not always be an asset except you develop on it. For example, if your parents were rich or maybe your kings, they tend to bring you up to pick up certain traits that are good. So these things you can build on it to help you produce a very good intentional self. So in that case, it doesn't become a liability, but your intentional self will always be an asset to you because it is the self that you meticulously, it's the self that you intentionally, you consciously develop, you consciously create. So these are the three versions of you and I. So where are you standing right now? Make sure that you capitalize on your accidental self, no matter how it is, whether it is good or bad. Analyze it, check the good ones, check the belief systems, check your paradigm shift, your paradigm, and then try to build on it, update it, upgrade it, and then reinvent yourself to produce your intentional, your ultimate self. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have learned something. See you at the top, and stay blessed.